Hello, beautiful one. So, I am here to sit with the divine and really connect to the vibration and the intention of divine counterparts at this moment. And I'm really, really looking forward to doing this reading. I've been wanting to do it for a while. And so, yeah, I hope that I can be more consistent with these messages. And I just really show up when I feel called and inspired and have the space to do so. So, something about me that is going to be unique within these messages from divine counterparts, or just inquiring of the vibration within divine counterparts. Being that I'm an astrologer, I will definitely integrate the astrology. And that is actually how it began for me personally. Since I began really focusing on divine counterparts, I was kind of guided to this in my own experience. And it's been almost a year. So it was about this time, June, July of 2021, that I started really focusing in or being connected, even with my own personal divine counterpart, and sitting with that. And it really even stemmed, or the foundation of my divine counterpart journey and experience has been through just studying Venus, connecting with the energy of Venus and connecting with the Hathors and Aphrodite. And it's just been a really beautiful ongoing experience, and going deep with the energy of Venus and unconditional love, what that actually means, and passion and sexuality and sensuality. And I began to look at the connection between Mars and Venus, as they are divine counterparts in astrology. And they are essentially the love passion, or the love planets, having to do with the qualities I just spoke. And so I will definitely discuss these particular occurrences as I do these messages, these tarot readings focused on divine counterpart journey. And so where we are this moment, this is a timeless reading, but if you are sitting here at the time that I've recorded this, or very close to it, I do want to point to the astrology. And I want to say that the core message here, as far as the astrology and the connection to Mars and Venus, is really significant to just wherever you are at this point in time. So don't really focus in on the time, but more so of the connection and the message and the vibration. And so currently Mars has just moved into Aries. And so there is this returning of to Mars's home. And with Mars in Aries, there's a lot of focus on this initiation for change and preparation to step into new territory, to be a leader, to be a pioneer, to be very bold. And Mars moving back into Aries, or its transit into Aries now, back into its home, is there with Jupiter. And Venus is actually there for a short period of time. She'll be moving into Taurus here in a couple days. And so it's interesting that Mars comes home. We have Jupiter there, the moon is there, and Venus, right? Mars's counterpart. And so we did just come out of the eclipses, or we're at the end of the eclipse season. And one of the eclipses was a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, and Mars traditionally rules Scorpio. And so there is this vibration of getting clear, kind of evaluating what has come up, gathering the information, gathering just like the experience, and sitting with that so that this new beginning can take place, right? So Mars is kind of getting organized in its, other home of Aries, to really take that initiative and move forward through change. And so again, like I said, Venus is actually going to move into Taurus here in a couple of days. And so she essentially is returning home. And the eclipse that we previously had was a solar eclipse in Taurus. And that was a new beginning, an opening of a new door, a new opportunity in regard to security, values, resources, sustainability, and essentially sustaining one's personal power. And so Venus will be returning home. When she gets home, the moon will be there waiting for her, nice and exalted. She'll also have Uranus there and the North Node. And so there is a strong focus on her end of transformation and breakthroughs, and really just establishing new structures and gathering resources for that sustainability of the high vibration that we are stepping into. And I want to say, with this Mars and Venus connection, there's definitely a focus on really going back to the Mars and Venus conjunction that happened on March 6th in Aquarius at 0 degrees Aquarius. And this 0 degrees Aquarius is a very sensitive point for many reasons. And most recently, at the end of 2020, on December solstice, we had Jupiter and Saturn had their great conjunction. It was a really, really big deal. That's the closest they've been in like a really long time, like hundreds of years, or maybe I think it's like almost 200 years. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, there is it's a very sensitive point, and it's a sensitive point in reference to, one, the vibration of 0, where there's infinite possibilities. There's a blank slate. We are essentially in this container of creation. And with that Aquarius archetype, it's focused on the vision that we have for the future. What will really create how can we create a better society for our experience here on Earth and all of its inhabitants? Also, just intentional communities, a really big thing, an inclusive community. And so Mars and Venus coming together represents the divine counterpart journey, the new beginning, the official beginning of this connection. And while that is the beginning point, back in 2021, there was a whole year of this connection being formed, or these reunions between the divine counterparts. And essentially, when I first tapped into this energy, it definitely felt like more of a romantic connection, an intimate connection. However, I don't want to restrict it for anyone, because this can be a platonic thing. It could be a mentor-student kind of a thing where they end up, kind of being on the same level. But there is this essence of the same, I want to say, same playing field, or same vibration, same intention, right? And these two energies are coming together because I do intuitively, I'm getting the intuitive insight that this was agreed upon lifetimes ago, or this is a contract that is being an agreement or part of your life contracts, where you're like, we are meeting at this particular point in time, right? And now is that time. And so I feel like 2021 was, these connections coming together. Aquarius, the meeting with Mars and Venus in Aquarius at the beginning of March of 2022 initiated that new beginning and kind of set it in stone, right? And so we are still in the point where this is a new beginning, and this is a slow process. I'm definitely getting Knight of Pentacles energy with this journey, and just with the collective journey in a whole, as we move and really start to create this new structure, what is really the vibration of the new earth, if you want to, so to speak, or expanded in consciousness, like really moving forward and breaking through the resistance of that we've been, so bound to, or the restriction that we've been bound to for hundreds of years. So I want to speak to so Mars is in Aries and Venus is moving into Taurus. So this is really interesting energy. I definitely feel like, oh my goodness, there's a blue jay right outside on my back patio. I have to look that up, because this is the same blue jay. I feel like this is the same specific blue jay that I've seen in the past. Like I think I saw it yesterday, actually. But I'm just really loving on birds right now. And birds, I had another reader speak to birds as being freedom. Like if you're seeing a lot of birds or hearing a lot of birds, it's definitely speaking to freedom. And that is a strong quality of Aquarius, and also a strong quality of Aries energy. So you can be either one. I feel like with the divine counterparts, we're both counterparts are in the same process. So it's not necessarily like your counterpart is Mars and Venus. It's more so like you guys are you're having the same experience, but side by side, and your vibration is kind of resonating with each other. It's creating this vortex of like high energy, high intention, high vibration, unconditional love, grace, sensuality, kundalini energy, just like all of the like beautiful things. So with Mars and Aries and Venus and Taurus, they're doing their own thing. They're at home, right? And these are different two parts of ourselves, right? Two aspects. And we're coming with the divine counterparts into two whole beings coming together for a particular purpose. And so it's interesting with the Aries and Taurus connection, because they're essentially side by side. If you think about the will, because you'll have, say, if they were in the same element, that would be a creative connection, a trine, or if they were in the same modality, being cardinal, fixed or mutable, then that would be very dynamic, almost kind of conflicting or contrast. And if they were in opposite signs, that would be an opposition. Where they are is like side by side, which we would call either an inconjunct or an aversion. But what's going on here, you have these two elements, right? Fire and earth, that don't really like blend well, but they can, right? It's how you finesse it. And when we think about fire, what comes to mind and what I've been focusing on is transformation. You have destruction and creation. Both of those, fire promotes or brings forth transformation. Earth, that feels more like sensation to me. That feels like a feeling, the ability to feel and to connect, which definitely feels like Venus, right? So Venus has this role of feeling and connecting, gathering resources, or attracting in what's necessary to hold the ability to help Mars, the Mars part of ourselves, or, the connection, like really move forward and be a leader and be a pioneer. And then on the other side, with that fire of Aries, the focus, like I said, is destruction and creation, but it's initiating that change, right? So it's getting that momentum going and preparing to be able to stand strong and keep moving even more so through the resistance. Because that's the one thing with Aries, they're really good at starting things, right? They're good at lighting the match, but they're not really good at like keeping it going. So I feel like that Venus and Taurus is going to be a resistance in keeping it going, right? So that is what I'm tapping into, just as the astrology, just as the vibration. So I want to call in spirit to just drop in to see what messages are coming through the divine for divine counterparts at this time, and what we can look forward in the path ahead. So I'm going to begin with my astrology cards, my astrology oracle, just to see if there is any energy present that we're being guided to focus on, as far as archetypes, areas of life, seasons. We'll see what comes through. Divine, what energy are we being guided to focus on at this time, please? And thank you for divine counterparts. My little one may run in at some point, and we're just going to flow with it. We're going to be organic and authentic, but hopefully she'll give me the grace of watching her movie. Okay. What are we being guided to focus on for the path ahead in the divine counterpart journey, please? And thank you. One more, please. I like my messages in threes. Okay, there we go. Yes, this is so beautiful. All right, so we have the dark moon, the black moon here. This speaks to so much potential, so much. This is that 0 point, right? If we think about the black moon, also, I feel like we're in this space of, it might be a little bit quiet within divine counterpart journey, or within the connection. And there's preparation taking place. We also have Saturn here. So there is, karmic, like, I just thought about the tapestry weaving. I don't know if you're familiar with that, the tapestry essentially of consciousness, or the energies are weaving, like things are going on behind the scenes, right? And it's going to be like, there's again, this slowness, this slow build. Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, there's an ability of like wanting mastery, doing things well, taking your time, learning the lessons. So to me, this speaks to also like the karmic clock, and just really things are happening as they should. There's an element of divine timing. Here we have Libra as the third card, which to me feels like the two sides, the two perspectives. I mean, you can look at Libra as relationships as well, or that balance, that connection, and what's really happening within the divine counterpart, that divine counterpart connection is that one of the purposes, the overall broad purpose, is to be of assistance in raising the vibration of the planet and to balance the energies on the planet. Because we are experiencing the extremes, which is going to happen because we're breaking through so many levels of resistance, so much trauma, so many old patterns, right? Old belief systems and philosophies. Like we see that personally as a Pluto and Scorpio, I'm part of that generation. I'm looking at my parents and their parents and that generation, and they're just like, they can't let go of other things. They just don't understand and don't get it. Hello. Hi. We're going to flow with it. All right. You want to come up for a sec? All right. So let's see. Let's get some more messages on. So we're not going to climb on the table. Here, why don't you take this deck? Okay. Let's get some more messages here. Okay, so what else are we being guided to focus on? This is my Radiant Oracle deck here.
Oh, I think good.
Yes, I know that's a goddess. We're going to get to that. Thank you. Oh, I think that's a slip up. All right, what are we being guided to focus on?
It's grass.
Divine counterparts. What energies are we guided to focus on? Mm-hmm. What energies are we being guided to focus on? I am getting that I should move on to the tarot. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. We have a little budding tarot reader here. Okay. So, all right. So let's expand. Divine, I would like to expand or get just more insight on the energy already present. What messages do you have? Okay. Wow. Oh, I love it. Okay. Is there one more message here as far as thank you? Okay. What do you have, sweetie? Who is this? Hera. Yeah. I like Hera. Okay. So we have, sweetie, we have 3 cards coming through the tarot. So remember I spoke about the Knight of Pentacles. Well, it presented itself here. So again, with the long journey ahead, we want to master what it is that we're doing. We want to make sure that we're learning our lessons, we're taking our time, and we're being very intentional and thoughtful as we move forward. Yeah. And so this Knight of Pentacles energy is definitely speaking to, if you rush into something, right, and you just like, oh, let's do it now. And like, especially when it comes to relationships, it's just like, it gets heavy fast, right? And like you rush into it and, next thing you know, it's like a year later and you're like, wow, like, what am I doing? Right? Where is this going, right? You kind of wake up and you're just like, oh my gosh, it happened so quickly. And sometimes it works out in the end, but I feel when we take our time and really are intentional about our intentions or our actions and very thoughtful of the process, we will be more successful. Things will turn out even better than how we expected because we were in awareness and we were taking our time with what's coming forth. And so we also got the Page of Pentacles here. And so this definitely represents a taking of the opportunities that are being presented to us. So we are really taking that gift. That is a gift from spirit. We're taking this here and we're moving forward with it, right? So this fresh new beginning here. Here we have the earth and earth element coming together. So a lot of strong grounded energy, a focus on resources, a focus on sustainability, a focus on the element of earth, which is really important. Like it feels a focus on the earth, and we're starting this journey together. So what's coming through here is this 7 of Cups. And so that is pointing to so many desires, right? So I want to get an insight on that. Yeah, you got some goddesses there. This is my divine counterpart. So there's a focus on desire. There's a focus on possibly we might need to choose something and pick it right now. And that might be the goal here, getting very clear with what it is that we're moving forward towards. What is the first, what's the next best step? Which I'm going to ask here. What is the next step moving forward on this with the 7 of Cups? What's the next best step? I just saw the 6 of Cups on the bottom. So there's an aspect of, balancing the energies, balancing desires, give and receive, being balanced within that. Yeah, the Ace of Fire. What is the next best step within the 7 of Cups, please? Divine.
Of what?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oh, 6 of Cups on the bottom again. This is also a soul family card in itself of unconditional love, emotional fulfillment. So that's already speaking to me in a sense of like really discerning what will give you the most emotional fulfillment at this time. What do you really, aside from emotional attachment, like choosing something that you're not necessarily emotionally attached in some way to, but something that brings unconditional love. So this is letting go here, moving on from any limiting thoughts. And again, it's that number 6 too. So alignment, harmony, right? And so that definitely feels like the message there as far as choosing a desire at this time, what to move forward towards, right? Because there's so many, again, we started with that dark moon. So there's so much potential. We're in that period of just like that rest period of, decay and death or things going on beneath the surface, what's not seen. Okay. So I think I'm going to get some final messages here. Since we have a little visitor present. So I want to are you going to take this one? Thank you everybody for your patience. I really appreciate it. If you are, of course, interested in your own reading from me, just me, you can book that via the link in the bio, or I'm sorry, via the link in this caption. And that will be a recorded reading that will be sent to your email inbox. Okay, so I'm just going to use this. Any final messages, Divine, for the counterpart journey at this time? I definitely feel like there's a lot that's come through. I spoke about the Mars and Venus. Oh, is this what's up? This is beyond illusion here. Because she's got the transformation. She's got the transformation card. So there's the element of transformation, right? We're going through a period of transformation. And it says the key word there is beyond illusion. I might just let her take over this reading. She also pulled the Ace of Wands. So again, speaking to choosing your desire, choosing what is important to you at this time. And with the Ace of Wands, this on the card, it says the source. So connecting to your inner being, connecting to your solar plexus. This week, Venus will be moving through the gate of personal power, drawing our focus to the sacral chakra or the solar plexus. And with the Ace of Wands, that is correlated to fixed energy, fixed fire, or Leo energy. So really connecting to that sense of strength, sense of power. Okay. What else do you got here? So, and I feel this is a good place to end here, but we have the Queen of Wands, which is sharing, right? Sharing in that abundance, sharing that light. So I'm going to bring this all together for us right now. So the message for Divine Counterparts is the fact in which we are in a period where we are in rest, in the sense of turning inwards to really gather the resources that are necessary for sustaining our ability to move forward in enacting change, to move forward through resistance. Because again, there is a focus of transformation, and then there's a focus on feeling and connecting. So lessons are being learned. We are taking it slow for mastery. And we have already taken the opportunity. I hope that y'all can hear me okay. And so finally, we have to choose something. We have to choose something that brings us emotional fulfillment and that does not keep us stuck in worry, stuck in anxiety. And finally, whatever that is, we need to just begin to share that light. Share the light. And by doing so, we are really anchoring in that fixed fire, right? The creation, right? We're in the destruction period, or we're really going to embody the destruction and creation aspect, because that is the Libra, those two extremes, right? Those two sides of one coin. All right. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to end that here. Since I had a little visitor, but if you have any questions, comments, definitely feel free to leave them below. If you are interested in your own private tarot reading, definitely book that via the link in the bio. You will also get a little simple ritual that has been selected by the divine within your reading. So again, thank you so much for your time, and I will again talk to you soon. Bye.